So thank you for being here, and I would like to share you some information about our tram operation and some developments on our fleet. But first of all, I would like to share you some information, some numbers and statistics of our city and our public transport services. On the slide, you can see the data from last year, so it's 2024. You can see that our 1/3 of our public transport service is provided by trams. So this is very good for us, and our goal is we have about 1.6 million possible passengers. So our goal is to make a safe and reliable travel for these passengers, which included the inhabitants of the city, our city Budapest, and of course the agglomerations, so the nearby cities and little villages near to the capital. The transportation is divided for two companies. One of them, as you can see, BKK, is the service order or organizer. The other one are service providers. So we have many service providers. BKV is one of the operators. As an operator, our job is to maintain the vehicles and also the infrastructures, and we are owning the assets by ourselves. So our goal is to make a safe and reliable transport in the whole year, and in the whole city. And we are employing also the technical staff and also the drivers to maintain and to work with these assets in the public transport system. We have 10 depots in the city. The city is divided for two sides. On the left side, you can see the Buda side. It's a hillside. We have 3 locations. We have 3 depots on there. And there is one other special depot on the Buda side, which is the Cogwheel Railtrain depot. On the Pest side, we have 6 locations. And also we have a vehicle repair site, or you can call it a workshop, which is as an autonomous company, a subsidiary of BKV. That means we are owning this workshop, and this workshop can help us to maintain the vehicles and also make some refurbishment works and also some developments. So we are working them in a symbiotic way. And you can see the whole city is filled with tram depots, both sides. Some information about our tramline network. The whole line is about 300 kilometers, but when you count it in both directions, that means it's over 600 kilometers. That means these track lines, including the tracks in the depots itself and also at the final stations. It's important that we have 3 major lines, 2 or 4, how you call it. One of them, I hope you are seeing my mouse. In the outer line, it's line number 1. There's an inner line. It's line 4 and 6. And there's another line in the Buda side, number 17. Number 17 connects the north and the south parts of the city, and the inner circle, you can call it Grand Boulevard, where the Combino trams are working, is a fully crowded line, maybe the best crowded in the European area as itself. Some actual information about rolling stock. It's today's actual data. You can see we are working older trams, but we are working also newer trams. At the moment, we are getting new CAF Urbos trams. To next year, the rolling stock will be above 120 pieces of CAF Urbos trams, but also we are working with these guns articulated types, the KCV 7 types, and also the older Cseh Tatra trams. The guns articulated type is a Hungarian tram type. type. The KCV7 is a modernized version of this guns articulated type, and the Tatra, you know, it's a Czech design, and we have more than 300 of them, so half of the fleet are Tatras in our city. Some information about the trams. Actually, we have to modernize or we have to make some developments in the older tram types. One of them is TW 6000 and 6100. It's a Duvag tram. You should know that these were bought from Hanover and Haga at in the year of 2000 and 2002 for the first part of them. At that time, we didn't have enough sources to
dołączyć do tego online.
Sorry, I will get someone in. So we didn't have enough resources to buy new trams. So we decided to make some used one, and these cars or these trams were better condition than we are using at that time. For example, it has better heating in the passenger compartment. It has regenerative electric brakes, so it was a level up since the guns articulated types. At the moment, we have about 80 pieces of them. As I mentioned, there is a Hungarian tram type. It's the guns articulated one. You can see the picture below. And on the top picture, you can see the KCV7, the modernized version of this guns articulated tram. You can see we bought 152 pieces of them with 8 axle and some articulated design. 30 of them were modernized, and at the moment we have 37 pieces. Some of them are renewed. I will tell you some additional information about that. And to just additional information about the brake system, you can see that the older type has only electric brake, but the modernized one has regenerative electric brakes, so we are going green just a little. I mentioned the Tatra vehicles. We have 322 pieces of them at the moment. More than 300 are modernized, and it has control electronics, and also the modernized version has a regenerative electric brake. The normal or the original design has only just electric brakes, so we are upgraded it, and I will tell you some additional information about the modernization project a little bit later. So why do we need developments? First of all, there are needs from the passengers. Of course, when someone is using a public transport, they want a pleasant journey. That means in the winter time, for example, you need some heated space, and or in the summertime you need an air conditioning system. But also there are reasons to make developments because of the technical developments. When some technical equipments is designed in the future, it's more efficient and it's easier to maintain. So we decide to develop these tram types about these two reasons. 3 types of our fleet was involved in the development projects. One of them is the Tatra, second is the Duvak tram, and the third one is the guns articulated one. And some historical information about the guns fleet. This type was designed and manufactured in the 1960s. It was presented in 1965. After that, our company decided to buy some trams from this company. Guns, The first part arrived between 1907 and the 17th, and also there were two other part of the fleet which was arriving later. The third part is was a special designed because they were designed for the Grand Boulevard traffic. That means it has some little changes. The type remained the same, but they were connected to each other. So two vehicles means one unit, and this was enough to transport the passengers one station to another in the Grand Boulevard in line 4 and 6. In 1996, there was a modernization project. We call it KCV7. The K means in a Hungarian way that this tram type is a modernized version of the GANS articulated one. We changed the traction, we changed the passenger compartments, and also the car body, because there were units and equipments which were put on the top of the tram, so we needed a more strong car body than the original design. After that, the GANS articulated ones still operating at the moment. We made a renewal project between 2016 and 2020. This renewal was not equal to the modernization project. We only changed the passenger compartments, some changes in the driver cabins, changed the sending systems and heating. We need to operate these trams for more than 10 years, but it's more efficient just to make these changes, not a big modernization project, because we want to change them for new vehicles. And here's a picture about the prototype tram from the 1960s. And of course, nowadays you can see this is the modernized version. And also a prototype of the KCV7 tram. On the side you can see the company GANS Haslet, which made the modernization of this tram. And there's another picture. Nowadays still working, we have 30 of them, and we need them because some of our tram line network has narrow bridges, so we needed these trams to operate and going next to each other on that bridge. And here are the topics we changed or we renewed on the GANS articulated ones. First of all, we made some changes for the drivers, especially with new switches and new control panels in front of the driver, of course, and there are control units on the ceiling and on the side panels. On the right side, you can see some new switches and LEDs for the drivers. We changed the pantograph to an electric powered one. The earlier years we used rope solutions, but in these years it's better to make electric powered pantograph. That means the driver can use or operate the pantograph from both sides of the vehicles. We changed the door control units. That means we have a selective opening solutions. So when we are using the selective opening solutions, the door is closing after there is no movement between the platform and the tram. That means if in the winter time the heat is staying in the tram, that means we are more efficient than the older trams. Also have some heating on the floor for the drivers and some additional stuff. A new windshield wiper and of course new passenger window are installed in the new tram. The other part of the fleet, the Tatra trams, they arrived in also two parts. One of the first part in the 1980s, the second part in 1984. As I mentioned, half of our fleet is from these Tatra trams. We made a modernization project at 2000, but only 80 trams were involved. We named it T5C5K and this T5C5K2. The K means also that is a modernized version of the regular Tatra tram. We changed the tractions and also made some changes in the passenger compartment. The K and K2 just some additional upgrades, not as big as like changing a traction. So the final version is K2, and the second modernization started at 2014 and finished about 2023. Our fleet has 302 vehicles upgraded. The second modernization technical data was similar to the first modernizations. We wanted to make a homogeneous fleet. And after that, there are only 18 trams remained in the original state or original design. 4 of them will be in a heritage service. We would like to use them as a heritage tram, and the other 14 will be retired when we have the opportunity to change them for newer trams. And here are some developments we made in the Tatra vehicles. First of all, it's important for the passengers. We increased the number of the heaters and also changed the heater itself for a newer version. That means the equipment is more efficient at this point, and we don't need as much as human resource for maintaining them as the older ones. Also, with the new parts, the efficiency of the heater is increased. And also we used heating control, you can see on the right side here, which is controlling the heating itself. For the passengers, it would be a pleasant journey in the winter time. And also you can see on the bottom picture with the red lines that there are the heaters in the tram itself. The other development is for the drivers. We tried to make HVAC system to the tram drivers before, but the technical solutions was not as optimal as we wanted. But a few years ago, we managed to find an HVAC system which fits on the top of the cabin of our trams. You can see the preliminary design on the bottom sides, and you can see the actual photo of the HVAC system of the tram itself. We don't want to make the passenger compartment climatized at the moment because the units were too heavy to install it to the top of the trams, but we are searching the possibility to make this project also working in the future. Some other pictures from the top of the tram and also from the cabin. On the left side, you can see the parts of the climate system. So when the driver is in a cooled place in the summertime, it's easier to drive the tram safely than it's someone sweating. So it's better for the driver. And some information about the Duvac tram. We also made these changes or developments in this tram type to replace the vehicles on line 49 and 47. I mentioned that there are narrow places, and that's why we were using rear view cameras. We installed new fixed staircase, some modified door units, and this type has HVAC systems also for the drivers and also for the passengers. And other improvements that we can use CCTV systems as well for the safety for the passengers and also the safety for our assets. And this upgrades is reducing our technical problems, so operating these trams is much easier than before. There's a picture from the prototype. You can see we are using long doors on the side. You can see the camera in the top of the tram, and some improvements in the passenger compartment units, new LEDs, and a brighter colors in the passenger compartment.
There is 5 more minutes if I don't know how far you are.
Two slides, and that's all.
Okay, perfect.
And some additional information about CCTV systems on our vehicles. There were a service order requests. BKK wanted a safe traveling for the passengers, so that was one of our motives to install that system on our vehicles. And our demands that we wanted to make some event analysis. We wanted to use the videos for educational purposes, and also it protects our assets, so we know some information about vandalism or something like that. And it's last on the list, but maybe it's the first important thing, that we can protect our drivers as well. So these upgrades is not first of all, these upgrades are made to be easier to maintain the vehicles, but the technical upgrades are better to make a more efficient way to operating the trams. So that's the reason we are doing them, and we are planning also some little changes just to go greener and to make a good operator in the Budapest public transport. And some pictures about the CCTV systems. On one of them is on the top side, and the Tatra trams, and the bottom is the Divac trams. Thank you for your attention.